So Bolton Wanderers in the white shirts get the match underway. Number 6 is Brian Smith. On the far side there, Tony Dunn. That was Gillies in the way for Bristol. Now Tom Ritchie to Jerry Gow. Number 4. Bolton have got just one away point this season. That was at Southampton on the opening day. And their manager Ian Greaves describes their away form as appalling. Gowling coming to the near post. And a corner is given. Alan Gowling, who scored for Bolton against Bristol on the opening day of the season, a match you may have seen on Match of the Day. In fact, Bolton led at half-time, but Bristol City beat them 2-1. Gowling was up there again, and it was flicked on. Walsh got in there. Walsh got in and got the final touch. A very nicely worked goal for Bolton. Alan Gowling at the near post flicked the corner back, and Mike Walsh got ahead to it. And Bolton go in front, as they did on the season's opening day. And Bristol City, who've lost their last 2 home matches, are now in more trouble. So 1-0 to Bolton. Joe Royle. Here's Bain. This is Ritchie. Bain again. Mabbott coming to the near post. Norman Hunter. Tainton. That was Jerry Sweeney feeding it in. Oh, they were onside too, apparently. That was a nice flick on by Alan Gowling. So typical of the way he plays there, getting in on the set piece on the near post. Noticeable that Bain is getting into some good forward positions from the Bristol midfield. If you're watching for him, he's number 10. Donny Gillies. Here's Gow. Ritchie. Bolton a man short for the moment. Walsh in the way. Still not away though, that's Greaves. Hooked out by McNabb. Jerry Sweeney. Gillies. Mabbott! It was Mabbott's shot, number 11. But Bolton have injury problems because Tony Dunn stretched for a midfield tackle a couple of minutes back as that move built up. Jerry Gow. Tainton to Sweeney. 3 well-known Bristol City names. They've been here for so many years now. Here's Kevin Mabbott, one of the younger brigade. Gow. Donny Gillies on the far side. Royle and Ritchie queuing up in the centre. Mabbott is waiting too. Hunter to Rogers. Just about everybody now in the Bolton half. Tainton shot! Oh my word! Well, it was a fine effort, first time on the left foot, and McDonough, right behind it, pushed it up, and thankfully for him, when he turned round, it went over the bar. That's pulled back for Gow to volley. Nicely to Gillies. Here's Gow again. Oh, off Nicholson, the fullback, and the goalkeeper forced to make a very fine save. I'm sure that came off Peter Nicholson. Would have been an own goal if McDonough hadn't reacted so well. Here's Gow. They're onside, and McDonough punching away. Not much help from his defence there. This is Hunter. And Worthington goes back, and he thinks that's a goal kick, and the linesman says corner. Hunter. Far post ball for Rogers. Gow got a header in. Walsh's clearance. Norman Hunter, very much involved in this first half, but his side still trailing. Sweeney. Walsh sticking very close to Joe Royle, trying to claim the throw as well, but it's been given to Bristol. Tainton. This is Sweeney. Oh, look at that. Good cross too. And away, finally, by a combination of Walsh and Nicholson. Well, how close are Bristol going to come? It was a marvellous piece of skill by Sweeney on the line. That ought to be thought about again, because the crowd could hardly believe that, the way he squeezed through. Tainton for Bristol. Ritchie. Foul by Morgan. Well, Norman Hunter says let's play on, but actually the play has been pulled back. Well, that piece of play by Sweeney, the number 2, was quite the deftest thing I've seen for some time. That's his cross. Gillies, they're all coming out now. Worthington appearing to raise his arms. Here's Royle. Free kick given against Walsh. Bristol so keen to get the equaliser before half-time. An important moment in the match, this. Joe Royle! Well, it won't go in for Joe Royle, will it? Hasn't got on the score sheet this season, and he got in first there at the near post. And in the meantime, Worthington, trying to play the part of a fullback, almost puts his keeper in trouble. Here's Watmore, but Gow got it back. And going alone, Jerry Gow, what a good run! And a good save again. It's going to come to Ritchie, but it's a corner. Well, applause first for Jerry Gow. A lovely individual run through the middle. Positive midfield play. The cross comes in now. Ritchie flicked it on, and it was away by Watmore. Injury time at the end of the first half. Gillies. Good challenge by Reid. There goes Bain in plenty of space, well found by Gow. Waiting for Gillies to come up on his outside. Getting it back from Royle. Good play by John Bain. Here's Sweeney. Mabbott. Ritchie goes in, and it's there! Tom Ritchie gets the touch and gets the goal. And Bristol City draw level at the end of injury time in a very eventful first half. But what a very good piece of play by John Bain, the number 10. How well he worked that move. The ball played to Mabbott, and when that near post cross came in, there was Ritchie. McDonough, to his credit, got a hand to it, which is all he could have been expected to do, and it went in. First half, which Bristol City dominated, but only after Walsh had put Bolton in front with that early goal. Bolton then having to reorganise without Tony Dunn, and Tom Ritchie equalising just about on half-time. A very good 45 minutes. So all ready for the start of the second half, except for Tony Dunn, who's in the Bristol Royal Infirmary with a dislocated left shoulder. Just looking at the team benches there, you can see Alan Dix, the Bristol manager, at the end of the row, pointing there. Bristol have still got this scent of attack. They've been going forward nearly the whole match. Ritchie, Gow, Royle on the far post pulling away. There he is. deflection, but Royle will claim it. 2-1, and that is Joe Royle's first goal of the season. No wonder they're so pleased, and so is he. He pulled away and found the space as the cross came in, but a little bit unlucky for Bolton that I think it was Mike Walsh who had hit, and the deflection spooned the ball up over McDonough. But no doubt that the goal goes down to Joe Royle, and Bristol lead 2-1. Worthington finds Reed. Oh, look at this. Ritchie's away here. Took it wide and Walsh did well, but it's still Ritchie. Royle! Oh, look at that. 2 in 2 minutes for Joe Royle. All smiles for Bristol City. And Bolton, who thought they'd forced Ritchie wide, Walsh got across with the tackle, but Ritchie got the cross into the far post, and Royle says thanks very much for number 2 for him, and number 3 for Bristol. To the dressing room, and they're going to bring on Clive Whitehead, the number 12, who is a winger. The sombre faces now on the Bolton bench. Headed on by Royle for Mabbott, who's got Whitehead just behind him, going ahead of him now. Oh, Bolton must be very concerned now about this away record. They're just not picking up any points on opposing grounds. Unless they can stage a quite dramatic recovery here. Here's Gow. Free kick's been given against Gowling. Rodgers arrived. David Rodgers took it well. Powerful in the air, this centre-half. Salutes the crowd, and Bristol have scored 4 goals, and that's their best performance of the season. Well, Neil McNabb's joined a club in Bolton who are in their first season since winning promotion back to the First Division and desperately need to consolidate, which is something Bristol City have done over the last 2.5 seasons. They look now to be a comfortable side in the First Division rather than a struggling one, Bristol. Walsh has made his way forward again, jumping now. There's Watmore on the far side. Here's McNabb. Oh, hit the post! Goalkeeper possibly unsighted. A good effort from Neil McNabb, left foot. The keeper may have got a hand to it, but it certainly hit beyond the swell. Bristol City's best win of the season, and Bolton's away form, I'm afraid, going from bad to worse. They were hampered by the injury to Tony Dunn early on. They were a goal ahead, but Bristol City, playing with great verve and spirit, come back to win handsomely, thanks largely to 2 goals, his first of the season, by Joe Royle.